Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Whether you're watching us live at sktrading.live or listening on your favorite podcast platform, we've got you covered. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephen Kalayjian, and welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Wow, what a day today. The market was up. The S&P futures were up over 2%. S&P's up well over 100. The Bulls were running in a monster way here today. This did not give up right from the get-go, from the opening. We had Texas Instruments had great earnings. And all of a sudden, the market just started going parabolic. Someone told me that the president was tweeting about China and about making a deal with China. Again, we all know that he wants to make a deal with China and that he's going to try to meet with President Xi in the early parts of May. But, yesterday we got absolutely cabooshed off the highs, down 100 points, rallied about 70 because of what Secretary President said that this could take 2 to 3 years for the tariffs to, work out with China. Today, the market completely ignored it. And guess what? The market was up over 2%, NASDAQ over 2.8%. Don't get me. I don't get it. You know what? The market right now is in tariff mode. You saw what happened when all these tariffs started coming out. The S&P's pushed down to the 48.32 level on the Sunday night session. And then the early mornings of that next morning, that Monday morning, the S&P's got down to 48.87, I believe. And we never looked back, and we're up about 600 points off that low there, about 550 points off that low. A lot of great patterns today. I'm going to show you Texas Instruments. I'm going to show you SMCI. I'm going to show you Netflix, Lilly, the Spiders. I waited, it was very fun. Avago, unbelievable day here. AMD, a lot of patterns ended up really setting up off the 5-minute time frames. I waited to once the 15-minute time frames reversed to buy and correlated on the Spiders, the Qs, the Russell, the Diamonds, Netflix, Avago, Microsoft. Unbelievable day. Microsoft up over 3%, up $12 today. The patterns were really great. There was a little frustration in trying to capture some scalp shorts that didn't work out, but on the end, waited for all the different pullbacks. And at the end of the day, I finally got that 15-minute pullback. I caught the short on the S&Ps, making new highs, non-confirmation on the 5-minute and the 15. They dropped from 55.14 all the way down to 54.89 or below that. And then that was it. That was a pattern. I thought it would happen by 3 o'clock. It happened at 3:15, and then they ripped right up to 55.20. So 54.88 and 3/4 up to 55.20. A month, 31 points on the S&P in a matter of about 25 minutes. Great patterns today on Lilly, like I said, Netflix, Tesla, amazing. So let me get right to it. I'm going to just show you the great patterns today. So first of all, here's Netflix. Okay, we gapped up on Netflix right here, the 15-minute time frame at 9:45, reversed to buy, and it correlated with the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. You can see the rising ADXs on the 15, the rising ADXs on the 30-minute and the 60-minute time frame. And what do you look to do? Well, you go to the smaller time frame. This was a 3-minute time frame, but this was the dandy, the pullback on the 5-minute time frame right here. The pullback on the 5-minute on Netflix, it reversed it got the oversold condition, and then look what it did in Netflix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars. You can see here 1073.80. Boom. Look what it did. It ran almost about $13 here on Netflix. All right. First pullback on the 5 after the 15 reversed to buy. Here's another pullback on the 5 on a higher low. And then here it is. I caught a couple shorts again, making new highs, non-confirmation. Here was one I caught. I remember capturing this one. I caught this one here. But then when this pattern happened right here, I was trying to buy this at 87.5. Then I raised it to 88.5. Okay. And look at the low, 89.66. This was the first pullback on the 15-minute time frame into the rising ADX. on the 15, 30, and hourly time frame, positive MACD, buying pressure. I literally tell you, I was jumping up and down like a baboon. I was being a little bit too cautious. And again, look at the low, 1,089.66, and then it traded all the way up to 1,100. Unbelievable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars got you almost $9 on Netflix. A beautiful pattern. I'm not worried. I just more or less I'm just upset with myself that I missed that long by about $1. Then when Netflix pushed up, this is the 225 pattern. When Netflix pushed up, made new highs, the oscillator got overbought into the negative MACDs. And this was another one. I was waiting to see if we can get through 1100, maybe get to 01. And then look what it did. Netflix just got absolutely crushed after that, dropped about 6, pushed up again, and then it dropped here at the end of the day. And then towards the end of the day, the 15s got oversold again. So here on Netflix, you had the pullbacks here on the 5-minute time frame, but then on the bigger time frame, here's the first pullback. Here's the second bounce into the negative MACD, and then here's the third. So you had 3 nice patterns off the 15, which coincides with my research on Netflix, all right? So that was Netflix. Let's look at Tesla here today. Now, Tesla was an absolute unbelievable pattern here. Netflix was still bullish on the 30 and 60-minute time frame. When I came in today and Netflix pushed down, Tesla pushed down, I apologize. When Tesla pushed down here, okay, you can see the 15-minute time frame reversed to sell yesterday. When Tesla pushed down here, you can see the push down. And this actually, if you look at the 30-minute time frame right here on the push down this morning, right here, you can see the algorithm is still very, very, very strong. But look at the 60-minute time frame. When Tesla pushed down today, right here, okay, you can see that it pushed down into the positive MACD and the rising ADX. Within no time at all, Tesla, look, 249.20, erupted, boom, ran $6, ran $5, and then eventually pushed up here. Okay, it eventually pushed up from 49 all the way up to 58. So almost ran about $7.5, $8 there on Tesla. Now, when Tesla got overbought right here into the negative MACD, this was a short. This is a sell divergence and a buy disconnect. And then when Tesla got oversold here on the 15-minute time frame, what basically happened here was you could buy Tesla on the 15-minute time frame against the 30 and the 60-minute time frame that was still bullish. And then got another push up here, boom, okay, on the short, and then the 15-minute time frame reversed the buy with the algorithm above the pivot. I caught this short, and then I caught the long at the end of the day on the 5 and 15-minute time frame. So if I show you the 5-minute time frame here on Tesla, you can see that the 5-minute time frame reversed the buy right here. The algorithm is above the pivot. You can see right here the overbought condition making the highs here. The algorithm reversed the buy. I took the short, waiting for the pullback. Tesla hits 57.99. I think we were shorting about 57.5. It dropped about $2.5. You have to cover, reverse to go long. The 15 oversold. Now the 15 reversed the buy, correlated with the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. Then you look to buy Tesla on the 15, and then look what Tesla did. It absolutely exploded. I think we were buying this below 55.5, if I'm not mistaken, or 55.5 to 53.5 range. And you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars. Tesla ran roughly about a little more than $2. Okay, but then again, it pushed up towards the end of the day. So let's count the trades here off the 15. Here's the first one. This is off the opening, off the 60-minute time frame with the positive MACD right here. Then you got the bounce into the negative MACD. That's 2. The pullback on the 15 against the 30 and the 60. That's 3. The bounce into the negative MACD. That's 4. Okay. Then here You got the 15-minute time frame reversing to buy with the MACDs above the pivot. You take the short, that's 5. And then you get the pullback here on the 15-minute time frame. That's 6. 6 great patterns, okay, off using the 15 and the 60-minute time frame. Unbelievable pattern in Tesla today. Really was an absolute Picasso in Tesla, okay? Apple, let me show you Apple today. Apple reverses to buy at the end of the day on the 15-minute time frame. Monster pattern. Look at the yellow dots into the blue. This 15-minute time frame correlated with the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. And what do you look to do? You buy the first pullback on the 5-minute time frame. Apple explodes up north of $1. And then at the end of the day, this is when we got the pullback on the overall market. And trust me, this got deeply oversold. I called a long here in Apple below the 0730, and look what Apple did. It just ripped at the end of the day, $1.50. So basically, this pullback is the first pullback on the 15-minute time frame after the 15-minute time frame correlated with the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. These patterns were absolutely unbelievable today. Before I get to the indexes, I want to show you gold. So the GLDs today, I'm going to show you the gold. This is why you need to look at the underlying ETFs during the U.S. session. Someone had said to me, Steve, I want to short gold. I said I wouldn't do that. I said the 30-minute time frame reversed to buy, and then the 60-minute time frame reversed to buy later on in the afternoon around the 1:30. But look at this pattern in gold here. I'm going to switch this over to the gold futures here. When the gold futures reversed to buy right here, okay, right here at 1 o'clock, not only did it correlate on the 15-minute time frame with its 30 and 60-minute time frame, it also correlated with the underlying ETF, the GLDs. The GLDs reversed to buy we're already in buy mode on the 15 and the 30-minute, and then at 1:30, the 60-minute reversed to buy. So look at the strategy here. Look at the strategy here. This is an absolute Picasso, okay? This is an absolute Picasso of a strategy, all right? The 15-minute reverses to buy. What do you look to do? You buy the first pullback on the 5-minute time frame. This is what we call during the live stream right here. This is a beautiful pattern right here. Then what's the next pattern we wait for? We wait for the 15-minute time frame. This is the first. Look at the yellow dots, which is the price within the algorithm. We wait for the first pullback on the 15-minute time frame after they correlated. Now, why is this important? This is the first pullback on the GLDs at 3:30, right? After the 60-minute time frame reverses to buy, right? This is a monster pattern. The GLDs rallied from 307.15 to the 308.50. That's right. They moved $1.35. Gold on that pattern on the 15-minute time frame was trading around, I'll bring it up in a second. But here, you can see the gold futures right here. 45, boom. You can see the move here. This is the first pullback on the 15 right here. This is it. You can see it right here. This is the long right here. Okay. And you can see the pullback on the 15. And we look at this move. 45. Look at this. Look at this. $16 on gold. A monster move here. Monster move. So again, after the pullback, after the 15 reverses to buy, you buy the first pullback on the 5-minute time frame. You can see here, this is the reversal at 1:30. You buy the first pullback here, 45. It moves up to 51. Then you wait patiently for this pullback. And this pullback, not only on the 5-minute, set up to 15, but this 15-minute time frame got oversold into a positive MACD, but it also was the first pullback on the 15-minute time frame after the 60-minute time frame on the GLD's reverse to buy. This is an absolute Picasso. This is an absolute Picasso. So the 60-minute reverses to buy at 1:30, and then you buy the pullback right here on the 15-minute time frame at right around 3:15, and look at the push up, $16 on gold. And here's another pullback at the end of the day on gold. right around here, 49, and then of course it rips another $7 or $8. If you could master these patterns, and if you can master the art of understanding how to use the underlying ETF, the GLDs, alongside with the continuous contract, it's over. When that GLD reversed to buy on the 60-minute time frame, and when gold reversed to buy on the 15-minute time frame, you buy the first pullback on the 5-minute and the second pullback on the 15, and you can see you're going in the right direction. That's exactly what I teach each and every day here. All right, now on to the index futures, the spiders. Okay, boom. All right, we gapped up here. Okay, right here. You can see the yellow dots into the blue. All right, I was calling a bunch of scalp shorts here, got hurt on one or two of them. Right here, you can see here. All right, and then finally, a couple of them worked out. But then right around here, this is at the 1050 time period, the S&P futures got down to the 54.56. Okay, I was at 54. First I was 55 and a half. Then I dropped it to 53 and a half. And of course, that didn't work out. That was the first pullback after the 15s correlated at 1050. I should have known better. 1050 is normally the time between 1050 and 1120 that they set up. And look what they did. Look at this low. 540.99. Boom. Look at that. 30 handles up. $3 on the upside. Caught a couple of scalp shorts against the negative MACD. But look at this. The rising ADXs here. Okay. The rising ADXs. When you have a big buying pressure like this, the indicator 3 never really got deeply oversold. It pulled in and then just kept on launching upward. Look at this. Kept on launching upward here at 1210, 542.25. Boom. Here's another 30 points, $3. Here's another pullback here again with the rising ADX. Right. Here's another one. I think I caught this long here on the S&Ps. I think that was the 70 and a half one. And then at the end of the day, this is the strategy. When the S&Ps were trading, I'll bring it here. I'll bring it up. On the S&Ps were trading on the 5-minute time. This is right here. When they were trading 55.14, we were making new highs on the 5-minute and the 15. And trust me, the 15s got way overbought. But the MACDs were negative. And I said, I think this is the one that's going to drop them. I said earlier, I'm looking for the pullback, the deep oversold condition on the 15/3. We got the deep oversold condition at 315. S&P futures got down to the 88 3/4 right here, 54.88, pushed up to 06. I tried to buy them again down here. I think we were like 93 and a half, 94 and a half. Not sure if we were, we didn't get it. I think I might have been lower, 92 and a half. And then they just ripped right to the upside. Boom. They ran 27 points off that 15-minute time frame. This is the type of patterns all day long. You can see the Qs identical. Tried to buy the Qs here below 65.40. You can see here the 65.40, and they ripped right here. Now they're up about another $1 after Google came out and had better than expected earnings. Avago, AVGO has been a beast all day. And again, you can see everything pulled in nicely here at the end of the day. And Avago on the oversold condition, you can see the rising ADXs had a couple of good longs on Avago, a couple of good shorts as well. Again, you can be in an uptrend, all right, but when you're in an uptrend like this, and you can see the 15s are all correlating, the yellow dots, be careful right here when you see that. And here's the first pullback at 1050. Everything aligned at 1050. So the time periods today was 1050 for the pullbacks on the 5-minute time frames after the 15s reversed to buy. The big trade here was the 255 time period when they were making new highs. They were making new highs, and the MACDs were not confirming on the 5 and 15-minute time frame. You can see it here. And then the pullback at the 315 to set up the longs. But again, these patterns here we're setting up longs off the 5-minute time frames. I was really more looking for the bigger pullback on the 15, and we got that towards the end of the day. All right. So again, unbelievable day. Let me just show you Lilly really quickly here. Lilly reverses the buy on the 60-minute time frame right here. You can see Lilly reverses the buy at 10:30 in the morning. This is the pullback right here below 48. I was looking below 48 on Lilly. It got down to 846.69 on Lilly. You can see it here, oversold into the positive MACD, rising ADX. Lilly runs about, well, let's say you got 47 and a halves. It ran about $7, $8. Another pullback here on Lilly, and then you see another pullback here at the end of the day. I'm going to show you Spotify. One of my people in my community asked about Spotify. I said I thought it was a buy on the 15-minute time frame between the 598.50 and the 602 and a half. The person it got down to 602.21. That person jumped ahead, bought it at 603, and look what it did. This is the first pullback on Spotify after it reversed the buy at 9:45. And Spotify, I think the person sold it at 08, up 5 points. But again, a great trade. Also, look at APP, another great stock. Okay, off the 15. This is the other one that the person caught. Again, the first pullback on the deep oversold condition on the 15 into the positive MACD. And you can see 68, boom, ran 7. And I think the person caught 4 or 5 on that one. Okay, again, these patterns repeat themselves over and over again. A great day, a little frustrating to me at times. I really thought I was going to get the pullback on the 15 a lot sooner. We got it at the end of the day. That's what matters. But the two little ones with the rising ADXs and the big buying pressure, a little frustrating. I'm just looking for a deeper pullback, but we finally got it at the end of the day. When I get back, I will tell you what I expect for tomorrow. Tomorrow, there's no 8:30 number. At 10 o'clock, we have consumer confidence number. And the overall theme right now is how much further are we going to go here, right? Are everybody just putting the tariffs aside? Are we just like now that the monthly looks like it's not going to go negative here? Are the lows in for the year? Is everybody all bulled up? Everybody was, calling for a recession on the lows. Bottom line is I ignore all that. Google tomorrow is going to help the market. We have looks like the 15-minute time frames and the 30-minute time frames look like they want to turn up here again. Right now, they're up about 6 points, 7 points more higher than where we closed. We'll see. Again, there's no 8:30 number tomorrow. If you look at the S&Ps on the daily, we're about 94 points above the 10-bar weighted moving average. But here's the big thing. Is it going to be that the weekly is going to reverse here to buy, taking out the 555? Okay, even if it goes positive, look at these negative MACDs. Look at this overhead resistance. The most will run into a brick wall at 5650, 5700. I don't see us getting through that with these negative MACDs. Once you get overbought on the daily into these negative MACDs, I think we're going right back down. I'm not saying we're going back down to make new lows. We'll just be in a range, 5,200 to 5,700, until these MACDs can start turning up and start turning positive. Now, the other thing that you have to worry about with the market is Mr. MACD finally went negative on the monthly right here. So any push up and you have all this overhead resistance here is going to take the market very, very, very long time. Now, the good thing about the monthly is that the monthly, you can see when the monthly turns up, the type of move that you get. Well, maybe that's what you're going to need, but we may get the push up on the weekly, okay, then another push down, and then maybe the monthly starts turning up. And that monthly, when this monthly turns up, this is what's going to take to push the market to push through all this overhead resistance here. All right. Okay. So with that being said, when I get back, I want to talk to you about trading in the overnight session. Again, a great session. Wow, look at this gold. This gold just ran $10 like nothing. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, there's so much movement here. It's just wild. In the post market, during the Tokyo session, and especially during the European session. So when I get back, I want to talk to you about the trading in the overnight session. Okay, so basically, I'm here at night. I work with people all around the world, and I'm looking at the Tokyo session. I'm watching these patterns. Yesterday, there was monster patterns in gold. Literally, I posted on X. I saw this beautiful pullback, and next thing I know, boom, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now, granted, in the overnight session, basically, there's a lot of There's a lot of firms that increase the margin requirement. So you have to be very, very careful with that. Okay. Overall, you need to be able to be cognizant of what you need to be understanding what your member firms are prohibiting, are allowing you and prohibiting you to do. So you may be trading micros and you may have $3,000 margin overnight, where normally it could be $50 or $500 on the overnight. So please check your margin requirements if you're going to trade the overnight session. But the patterns are phenomenal. I tell people all the time, when you're sitting at home, just turn the computer on. If you're looking at gold on TradeStation, it's at GCM25 or MES, or the if you want to trade the micros. On the S&Ps, it's MESM25, or the big ones is ESM25. Same thing with the NASDAQ, just put the NQM25 in front of it. And basically, the patterns are just absolutely unbelievable. And for me, I was just explaining to so many people. I did a session last night with a group, and the patterns were just unbelievable last night on gold. And even before I joined the group, I posted on Next, like I said, it was just unbelievable pattern. So if you want, it's also a good way to practice using your matrix and sim mode, and practicing getting, your hand-eye coordination and trading, and putting the orders in, putting your stops in, and then really just looking at the patterns. If you're more into and advanced into my methodology, it's another good way for you to learn during the Tokyo session again. All right. With that being said, thank you for joining me tonight on the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please leave a comment. And also, if you like, please join my community of traders from all around the world at sktrading.live. Also, if you like, please subscribe. Please join me on my social media at official Stephen Kalayjian on X, Instagram, and TikTok. I do not DM, so please, if you're getting a DM, it's not from me. If you'd like to speak to me or text me, my cell phone number is 914-500-7484. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for joining me. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Be well.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe at sktrading.live or on your favorite podcast platform. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.